Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope that you are having a happy, crafty day. And if you are watching this on a non Sunday, I hope whatever day you're having is just great. So, last week we had made a card using the Better Press Winter Rose um, background dye, and it was so lovely. And I had a whole bunch of negative space film foil left over, and I said that I would do uh, a show and tell of things that you can do with backgrounds that have a lot of negative space left over on your foil. And I started to do that yesterday. I thought, oh, I'll just share some projects today. And I woke up this morning and I was like, no, there are these other ideas that you could do too. So I've decided at 8 o'clock this morning, I decided to stop that project. I'm not going to share that until I have all the projects done, just to kind of show you what you can do with the Better Press uh, or a hot foil background where you have a lot of negative space left over. So I'm going to wait to do that one. So at the last minute, I decided to do another project. And this is a fancy fold little notebook. And yeah, I'm going to use one of my favorite paper collections. This is a sheet I'm using. It's 12 by 12. The collection is oops. It is by Graphic 45. It is called Nature Sketchbook. So I have all my little bits and stuff like that from it. The papers are just amazing. This is an older collection, but I do think that they came out with more. You might look at this and say, wow, like she's got so many pages of this. I have a new pad here. Oh, kind of new. I've been taking papers out of this. And yeah, so, and when the store went out of business, I grabbed a whole bunch of some of the single sheets that they still had. So I kept that. And I have a newer what do you call it, pad here. And you might think, oh, she's never used this. How does she have so many scraps? Or why is she just now using it if it's old? I think this is my third or fourth pad, maybe my third time I bought this pad. I just love it. It's just gorgeous. I keep making journals and cards and stuff out of it. So if you have an opportunity to buy this, like I said, I think they did a limited edition or the collector's edition not too long ago. I would buy it. It's an amazing collection, and I keep every little piece of scrap from this. And so that's also another reason why I decided to use this paper for this project, because I have all these little scraps and I want to use them. I want to make something cute with them. So let's go ahead and start the project. My prototype is this. So this is what we're making. Of course, when I made it, I was just going with the flow. I just made it. I didn't write any of my steps down. So this morning I had to quickly figure out how I did it. So yeah, so there are pockets throughout. I did improve the pockets there. You can see that it's just full of like journaling cards and tags. And it's just a great little project. And I love the size. I love the detail with it. And like with this one, I used up some tags I had and some pieces of scrap and some scrap ribbon I had. And we're going to do the same thing here. So to do this project, it's best to use a double-sided sheet of paper, because you are going to see both sides in the project. Now, you might pick a paper that doesn't matter, that you want to have the white showing, like maybe you have a pattern paper with white in it. So yeah, go ahead and do that. That would be fine. It's your project and your style, and yeah, just have fun with it. So I picked a pattern paper that unfortunately has lines and stuff on it, like text on it, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. So I've cut this down to size. It's 12 by 12. There's a little piece of with a barcode on it that I used, or that was on here, that I just cut off. So we're going to use our scoreboard, and we're going to score in both directions here. So first, we need to figure out our orientation. I'm going to try to have this text, the pattern going this way, so that when I'm opening up the book, at least the text in here will be oriented in the correct direction. So for this side here, we're going to score at 3. We're going to score at 6. And we're going to score at 9. Then we're just going to turn it this way. And we are going to score at 6. Then we're going to score at 1.5. And we're going to score at 10.5. So it's kind of hard to see on here. But yeah, we have the lines. And these are going to be our guidelines for not only our folds, but also our cuts. So we have all these little lines right here. I'll just use a pen right now. We have these little lines right here. So they're the ones that they go 1.5 in. This is our 1.5 inch line right here. So what we want to do is, because these are our pockets, we're just going to just slightly cut on either side of that line. So that our pockets don't bulge too much. When I made the project the first time around, I wasn't thinking. I was just making something up on the fly, and it wasn't until after I adhered everything down that I realized I should have done this. So this morning when I made the sample, I cut it this way, and yeah, it works out. It works out fine. So once you make a couple of these, you'll figure out which ones you could leave straight and which ones you can, which ones can have an angle on it. And I'll show you what I mean after I finish this cut here. Okay. So what I mean by which ones will be straight and which ones have an angle. So I did my sample this morning. Like we could have it so it's cut so that one side's straight, then we have angles, and the other side straight. I didn't want to confuse things too much. So yeah, so I decided to just make everything at an angle. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to create a slit. And so this is where we're going to cut. So originally, we scored here 3, 6, and 9. So we're cutting up to the 9. And I'm just going to use scissors for this. Some people have the fancy scoreboard or a cutting tool that goes all the way to the that you can create this. It's not a guillotine, but a slide cutting tool. I don't have that, so you don't need it. I mean, that works out well. So now we're going to bend that. So this is going to be the inside of my journal. And we're going to fold all the pockets up. Isn't that sweet? It's amazing how quickly this is made. Okay, and so now we are going to fold. Because we have this open like this, we're going to fold it one side down, we're folding up, and we're folding down again. And now we're going to fold this way down. Oops. Down. Oh, I did that backwards. Sorry. This side, sorry, the pockets go in. That's right. Then out and then in. I'll do that one more time just to show you guys what I'm doing. So you start with the outside here, and you go in, then you go out, and then you go in, and you do the same thing to the other side. So I'm just going to use this here and score that. Oh, I should score the other side too. There we go. So I'll unfold this one more time just so you guys can see it. So with your pockets in, you're folding in, that. And so now we have a cute little journal with a whole bunch of pockets in it. So we also need to glue these, right? Because, you know, this is a little too loose. So here's some choices that you can make. We have it so that this piece here, we have a nice opening from the top. So we could make that a pocket. And, you know, like we could slide a tag or a journaling card in it. The next one, we have it scored this way. So we could have it so that we have another journal spot there. And then the same thing for this side. We have another vertical slot. So I'm going to take advantage of that. It's nice to have some little pockets there. And yeah, let's do that. So the first, I'm just going to use glue for this. If you use tape, then that means that you might have whatever you're sliding in might stick to the tape. So we don't want to do that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So again, I want this from the top. So I'm just going to use my glue here. I'm just going to go like that. Now, if you don't want your journal too thick, then fine, you know, just seal this all the way up. That is great. You don't have to worry about it. So the next one is being glued on 3 sides because it's a side opening one there. So I've got that. And then on this one here, there's another top one. So we're going to glue all along the sides there. There we go. So we've got that. Now you're going to look at your little scored album at this point and think, oh my gosh, you know, it's not perfect. It's not perfectly folded right there, or it's a little bit off on the bottom there. You know what? It's okay. It's going to look fine. That's what happens when you're scoring large sheets of paper with numerous scores on it. I don't know why it does it, but yeah, it just does. And it doesn't matter. Like on this one here, on the sample one, the same thing happened with this, and it turned out fine. I think it looks really good, actually. So I don't mind that this one was out just a little bit. Let's see. So next we need to glue our pockets in. So you can glue just one side if you want, or you can glue both. I think on this one, I think I'm just going to glue on the outside. And the reason why I'm just gluing on the outside like if you're only going to pick one to glue, I would put adhesive on the one that goes on this side, on the side that goes on this side, so that this way nothing slides out of your journal. And if you want to, like I have my distress ink here, if I wanted to make the paper look older and add a little bit of a vintage look to it, that I'll probably do that after. Well, I will do that after I finish this tutorial. I just didn't want to waste any of your viewing time on that. So there we go. We have our pockets. We have a pocket here. A pocket there. We have another, pocket on top. It looks like I went a little overboard on the glue right there. And then we have our outside. So now, like we could keep it like this with having all of the bends shown, but I like making it look like a little book. So I think what I will do is add something there. So we have some choices. What you could do is you could take a little piece of a ribbon that you have, and this is a scrap piece when I was practicing making a bow. You could adhere that on there, and that would look cute. I have a piece of twill. That might look okay. Yeah, that would look nice. Let's see, on this one, what did I do? Oh, I had ribbon. And the same ribbon that I'm using to tie it, which I think that looks nice. But I have a lot of scrap paper, so I might just use the scrap paper on this. Yeah. So I didn't prep that. So how about I just grab a piece here? In order to make it using paper, we're going to want to have this, because this is it's about 4.5 inches. It is 4.5 inches tall. So 4.5 inches tall by 1.25 is a good width, because that's about a 1/4 inch wide there. And this way you have a nice 1/2 inch spine going down the side. So let's see what kind of paper I have. What size is that? That's 1 inch. That's a little bit too small. Isn't it funny how many pieces of scrap you get over time? But it's nice to be able to reuse it. And what I like about this project too is, like, let's say that you had a piece of that you had a pad of paper that you used a lot of, and there's just a piece of paper in there that you just didn't use, and but you don't want to waste it. So what you can do is you can just use this as use that 12 by 12 piece as a base, and yeah, go ahead and actually I don't like that red. And yeah, go ahead and make this and use the piece of paper that you hadn't used on prior projects, and make this project. Hope you followed what I was saying there. I was rambling a little bit. I hate to use that because that's so pretty, but I do like how that blue looks there. So I think I'm going to cut this. Yeah, so it's going to be 4.5 by 1.25. And so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to score it. I'll pull out here a little bit. So I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch. And next to it at a 1/4 down, so that's 0.75. And then I will just bend. Yeah, now we have a cute little spine for it. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I will go ahead and glue that down. Now, if you used a piece of paper that was only one-sided, then this is a great opportunity to have it so that when you were making your little album, that or your little journal, that you would have folded it in such a way so that your white was predominantly on the outside, or it was on the outside, and then you could just create your own cover on the outside. And if you did that, then that means your cover is going to have to be like from, oh, that's I shouldn't have done that. That means that your entire piece of paper would have to be 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. So 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. And then you would need to score it at 3 inches and then 3 1/4 inches in order to get an entire outside spine done, or a cover, if you know what I mean. I'm just really making sure that that's on there before I go on to the next phase. Just kind of open it up a little bit, just because I don't want it to, I still want it to be a loose spine. So I'm just kind of stretching that out just a little bit. And that looks good. Okay, so now you have a choice. Well, you could leave it like this. Like, this is actually really cute. I like this a lot. You could leave it like this, or you could have it so that you have like a ribbon around it to tie it closed. Like on here, I did it there. Or you could just decorate the front of it. This is entirely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and add a ribbon to it. What do I have here? I have this white. There's some seam binding. It really pops. I was going to put a cover on this too. Oh yeah, that looks good. It brings out the white there. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece off. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. I just like the finished look of it. It makes me think that I need to get some more seam binding. I'm starting to get a little low on this roll. Okay, so I want this in the middle, like so. So I'm just going to put some of that right now to just hold it down. And I'll tie it just to make sure that I can. That meaning I have enough ribbon there to do this. Actually, I didn't cut that very well. That is a very loud truck that went by. I apologize for that. Oh yeah, that's enough. Yeah, so see, that looks good just like that. Like if you wanted to keep it closed like that, that's fine. But like I said, I have a lot of scraps of this paper left, so it'll be nice to put a little cover on it. And it just so happened that one of my scraps was this one that says Nature Sketchbook, and I think that's perfect. So I'm just going to flatten this out here. I think I'll just hold it using the tape for now. There we go. That's pretty good. And I have a piece for the back too, so I'm going to continue the tape on the back. And you want to make sure that when you're lining this up, that you're lining it up with the ribbon on the front side. Okay, that looks good. A little bit more right there. I mean, it doesn't matter too much because I am putting another piece on top of this. But there we go. And I will put this on. So should I elevate it a little bit, or actually you kind of lose the outside of it in that background. I'm going to add some gold to the outside. This is my pen touch. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just applying a little bit of gold here. If you don't have this, I mean, that's fine. You could always layer it, on top of gold paper. You can always add gold acrylic paint along the edge, just like with your finger. You could do that. That looks good. You can mount it on top of white. White would look nice too. You could put clear or gold ink on the edge and heat emboss it. There are a ton of things that you can do to add gold to an edge. So I like that, and I could have swore I had a piece for the back. Oh, it's right here. What should I use? Should I use black or should I use... That looks pretty. That's what it looked like with black. That's what it looked like with the... I like that. That looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to go with this side. Wow, a lot came out. That is just a little too wet. I had a lot come out on that one. So it might take a minute to dry, so I'm not going to adhere the back on during this video. I want it to dry before I put it on, just because I don't want to smudge it. So, like I said, this is a pen touch, but you this is by Sakura, I think. Yeah. What do you call it? Krylon. They also make them, and I know Krylon. I use the nibs that are flat. It's a little bit easier, but this gold one that I have, I kind of have it so there's a little slot in it, so it's not too difficult to put that on. Okay, so I'm done with this now. I think I might use foam tape on here to put that up. I think that would look really nice. So this is my dollar store foam tape. Wasn't $1. I think it was $1.25 or $1.50, but that's okay. And I'm just going to put a scrap piece of paper on the bottom just in case the gold is still wet. I don't want that on my mat. So I'll go like this. I like putting the glue down when I'm using this tape just because it is from the dollar store, and I just like having that little extra bit of security that I am using foam tape and it will stay. Again, you don't have to use foam tape. You could just go direct to the using glue or tape to just go direct to the front. I just wanted a little bit of elevation. And you don't have to use as much foam tape, but I am going a little overboard, I guess. You can see it didn't dry all the way. Usually takes a few minutes for it to dry. So that's, again, why I put the white paper down. And I broke my nail this week, my tape removing nail. So it's been, I've been avoiding removing too much of backing this week because of that. So I've got this. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue again on this side. This is optional. You don't have to do it. And if you're using non-dollar store tape, it might be, I assume it'd be fine to not have to do that step. Oh, isn't that cute? I really like that. That is adorable. And so when the back dries, I'll go ahead and adhere that back there. That looks really good. Okay, so I feel like I want something else there, something that pops. I know I have scrap paper here. It'd be nice if we could put a butterfly on there. There's one. So I mean, you keep every single piece and of scrap paper, especially if it's your favorite. If it's your favorite collection, and you never know when a project like this will come up, or if you just need a little butterfly. Didn't do a very good job cutting it. Oh, I see what I did. Thank you. So what I do with my butterflies is I take my nail and I bend it once, and then like that. Then I do the other side. So it has a little bit of lift to it. So I'll put that right there. Glue. That's so cute. And what I'll do after this video is I'll put a little bit of like stickles on there just to make that butterfly stick out a little bit more. Okay, so the outside's done. That looks really cute. So now we have the inside. So let's see what we can do on the inside. We have all these great little pockets. So one thing you can do is you can take some more of your scrap paper, like for example this, and you could mount a white sheet on the back and have it as little journaling cards, which I might do. I don't want to do that and take up more of your time. I think you guys know how to do journaling cards. But what I prepped ahead of time, I took some scraps of the paper that I had, and I used a punch. I just kind of punched out some little cards. These are some graphic 45 stamps, so I use those on a couple of the cards, and yeah, and so I stamped those on. This one I did a little journaling on the back. So I've got those. I did grab some tags. So these are just like shipping tags. And if you want to buy them, they're at Staples. And I think you get a box of like 100 for $8 or something like that. So again, I just used some of the Graphic 45 stamps. And I went ahead and stamped them. I think what I will do after this is I might, add some of the leftover scrap pieces of paper that I have, and I'll put those on there. And then just like on this guy, on the sample, I will use a scrap ribbon that I have and just use that for all the little tags I have. Yeah, I think I'll do the same like I did on this. So on my demo project that I made, I just took copier paper, some old copier paper that was going to be thrown out, and I took some scrap paper and I just made little journaling cards. So I put journaling cards on the left and then my tags on the right, and I think I'll do that for this too. Like I said, I have enough of these scrap papers here that I can do that. Yeah, aren't they cute though? Like it's a fun project, and it didn't take too long to make. Like if you think about this, I started this at 10, and we are almost done with this project. I'm just putting the tags in. See, here you see that I cut that too much when I was cutting that V into the corner, so my tag's a little bit close to the edge, but that's fine. And then don't forget you have the tags that can go in the pockets here. So I'll go ahead and there's 2 of those like that. Oh, I got space for another one there. I have 2 more tags. And don't forget we have one opening here, unless I accidentally glued that shut. Oh, I glued that shut. I bet the other side was opened, so I glued the wrong side. Yeah, if I wouldn't have done that. Oh, there we go. It's just right there. So don't forget, I won't put that there, but you have another spot for a journaling card on that side. And so I have a lot of the scraps here. So I have a lot of the trim pieces, or pieces that can be used as trim. And so what I could do is I could come in here and have it so that there's a little piece of trim on each one of these, and have it so that each one has a different trim. Like, look at those little mushrooms. They're so cute. And then there's, let's see, there's more mushrooms. What else do we have here? Oh, butterfly kisses. That's super cute. And then also with this collection, I think there were stamps with this one, like little bitty stamps that you could cut out. I don't see them. You can see too that I went through an entire 8x8 pad in this collection. It's just lovely. Oh, look at this. So there's still more journaling cards with this too. I forgot about that. So this collection has a lot of journaling cards. Yeah, you can see them here. So like these could also be cut and then have cardstock or whatever put onto the back of it as journaling cards. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do with this. You can decorate this however you want, and it'd just be fun. So I think I might do that today. I think I might finish it up and then share it with you guys, like do another walkthrough and just show you guys how I finish this off. But yeah, easy project, took 40 minutes, and look at the results. Absolutely amazing. We're off to a great start. And once you make one of these, you can prep, your tags and stuff ahead of time, and you'll get addicted. You'll make a lot of these. I know I really enjoyed making it the first time around. And yeah, super easy. So thank you so much for stopping by. I really hope you enjoyed the project. If you did like the project, make sure you hit the little like button. And if you're not a subscriber yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I do live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, which is 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you can't catch it live, then, I'd love to see you on, watching the recorded one. Feel free to ask a question anytime. I'm always here to answer a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you again for stopping by. I hope you have a happy crafty day. Bye.